And then a look at the field. So Germany, Spain, USA 1, Australia 1, USA 2, and GB 1.
Well, there are the 12 women contesting this event. We'll get a lane introduction very shortly. Germany over there in lane 1. Lena Sarissa on the left of your picture from Krefelder Club. Hannah Reif from Frankfurter Gesellschaft. 2 women under 23 medalists. Esther Zamora in the stroke seats. Anya Sid, the Tokyo and Rio Olympian, 28 years of age, behind her. In the centre lanes, it is USA 1. Megan Musnicki, veteran at 40 years of age. Alison Russia from that great rowing family. More of her down the course. This pair, it's hard to see anyone beating them. Annabelle McIntyre, Jessica Morrison, they won silver in 2019. Missed out on the Olympic final, but won gold in the 4. Another USA pair. Here we go, Charlotte Buck in the stroke seats from New York, and Jessica Tonez from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, behind her. And Britain's top pair, Esme Booth in the stroke seats, and Rowan McKellar, the Leander Oarswoman, come in from rowing in the 4, where she was world champion last year. She lost her seat between the Europeans and now to Sam Redgrave. So this is a new pair for Britain. The heartbeat commences. Pretty even start from all 6 crews there, Khalid.
Yeah, fantastic, isn't it? That shot straight across. Looking at early leaders, well, good start for Spain, 48 strokes per minute. Germany running with them at about a 48. Great Britain right up there. Australia 1. The USA boats a little bit off the pace in terms of starting block.
And it's worth saying, this Australian pair, they were so dominant in the semi-final yesterday. They won by an ocean of clear blue water, but they've only been over here for 8 days. So you expect, you know, as they acclimatise, as we see them perhaps at the Lucerne World Cup in 3 weeks' time, they may put on even more boat speed. Great start by the British pair, who are leading the pack at the moment, and that's going to give real heart to Rowan McKellar and Esme Booth, 29 and 24. They're both doubling up in the women's 8 to come later. The Spaniards now just going toe-to-toe at bow number 2 of Brice Zamora and Anya Sid.
Oh, and look at the Aussies go. Still early goings. Germany keeping it nice and high. I mean, Great Britain too. But Australia, what a press over the last 10 strokes.
So close at the front end, isn't she? Annabelle McIntyre, really nice and tidy. Just gets locked, and there's a nice easy release, not too long out the back end, but so powerful, and it's just edging them away from the field. Bowerwoman Jess Morrison actually took a year out after the Olympics. She rowed with one of her competitors, Megan Musnicki, at Henley last year. They rowed as Cal Rowing Club and won the Hambledon Pairs Challenge Cup. And well, Jess Morrison has now been reunited with Annabelle McIntyre, the younger of the 2 women from Fremantle Rowing Club. Jess Morrison from Mercantile. And you can see how quick they are.
And Martin, this was a race that you've said that you're really looking forward to early on.
Yeah, I did say I was really looking forward to it. I kind of was looking forward to the contest between, you know, Musnicki and Russia, who won the US pairs trial. So they've already got a seat. They've booked their seat to the World Championships by finishing in the top 6, which is great, you know, that they're this far already. But I kind of thought, you know, early on for the Australians, the US might be giving them a really good race. And you can see now they're the closest crew to the Australians. Was Nikki, of course, in the stroke seat, a double Olympic champion in the women's 8s. And London 2012 and in the Rio Games. So we're looking at USA 2 there. I think that's Charlotte Buck, and behind her Jess Tonez. Both women from the 8 that finished 4th in Tokyo.
Yeah.
So having a look at the times, the Australians went through the 500 in 1:42. That's about 2 seconds off of Prendergast and Gowler's world best time, or Prendergast and Williams, should I say, world's best time of 1:40. They set in Tokyo in the semi-final. So we are looking at a very quick time for this, but I guess we're not going to see a world's best time. They're 2 seconds off it through 1,000. So they are absolutely flying, these Australians. Unless they pick up speed down the course, I think they'll have to wait another day to break the world's best time. But look at the distance they've got, Khalid.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. The gold winners of the women's four back in Tokyo, as noted, and just opening up the margin, just dynamic through the back half in particular. And it's just edging them out and continuing to, I mean, they're the quickest moving boat on the course, 38 strokes per minute. Clearly they've hit their rhythm in the third quarter. And the race then, I think, is on behind them for the silver. Looking good for the Americans, but Spain still in touch with the Americans a little bit. It would take quite a bit of effort to pull up, but not out of it.
It's so powerful, these Australian women.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Spain in third place. The first British pair of McKellar and Booth in touch for a medal shout. They've got a lot to do to get through the Spanish the way they finish. But I'm just in awe of this Australian pair. And if you're watching this transmission at home in Australia, just enjoy this. You know, your women have just arrived in Europe. They've been here 8 days. And Jess Morrison and Annabelle McIntyre are just killing this field. And, you know, they look fantastic. Credit to them and their coach, John Keogh, who's decided to put these two women into a pair. If they're that quick, you couldn't really do anything else, could you? And amazing strength in the Australian women's team. Their 4 beat Britain in yesterday's semi-final, I think. Just shows you the strength of Australian women's rowing. At the moment, we've got an Australian women's 8 here.
And you just see the leg drive press. And Jessica Morrison and Annabelle McIntyre. Just fantastic send, and they're keeping it cool at that 37. In the final 500 meters, the U.S. takes it up to 38, Spain at 40. It's looking like that's the 1, 2, 3.
So we're just going to be off world's best time pace. They were 4 seconds off it at 1500s. Wind not quite as strong as it was that day in Tokyo for the semi-finals. But I think these will be worthy successors to Prendergast and Williams, the famous New Zealand pair that became Olympic champions in Tokyo. They won the World Championships last year. Then I think they've retired. Both of them, I know Grace Prendergast has.
Big cheers for the Aussies as they come through at the grandstand. What a fantastic performance in this A final.
Yeah, a magical exhibition of, say, women's pairs rowing, just pairs rowing full stop. I mean, you know, any men's pair want to take a look at the technique and the poise and the power and just the way that boat moves through the water. You kind of want to take notes and say, let's row like Morrison and McIntyre.
Well, and it's a difficult boat to row for maybe those who don't know, isn't it?
Yeah, so the Australians come up to the line. They take gold medal in World Rowing Cup 2, 6:51. That's a sensational time, just outside world's best. Great silver medal for USA 1, Megan Woznicki and Alison Russia. In third place, it's the ever-reliable Spaniards, Anya Cid and Esther Breeze Zamoro. They are ahead of USA 2. Tones and Buck, McKellar and Booth come in 5th place. And over there on the far side, it's Sarissa and Reif from Germany in 6th. So there's Alison Russia from Wisconsin. She's moved over to the West Coast to row with Woznicki, coached by Mike Tatey, that pair. And Woznicki's husband as well. So they're in good hands. They set their own training program. They've certainly earned their slot to race in the women's pairs at the World Championships, as have this pair from Spain.
A great push from Spain at the end. And the replay off the start. Yeah, great suspension. That's the US pair. Boucher and Musnicki, that's the Aussie stern. Yeah, just fantastic send. In there for Lippi. So they'll be pleased with that. Just exhaustion as they come through the line, understandably. That's a look at the times then. Incredible performance for the Aussies, the US for the silver, and Spain for the bronze.
Varese.